The question arises, do I have any regrets? I periodically stop for a moment and I look back at where I was and I look at where I am. I look back at where I came from. You know, life in America is not bad for everybody. In fact, there are some people who are having a fantastic time in life. And there are people who are having a terrible time. And when I think back, I think about, I wasn't really rich. Oh my, when you start talking about what we call rich, I was a long way from being rich. But I survived and I enjoyed my life. I really had some great memories of those times. I have great memories of those times. But for some strange reason, it was the other side that kept gnawing at me. I was not upset at the fact that I was a counselor with the Veterans Administration. Think about it, 28 years old and been at the Veterans Administration for about 5 years. Today I could have retired, and if I had my head together like I do, maybe got another side job, put those retirement benefits together, and could have continued to live on out laughing and skinning and grinning and feeling comfortable in life as I was. But as I said, that other side, that side that had no place to stay, ate at soup shelters, lived in shelters, lived in dilapidated housing, on welfare, couldn't find any careers available to them that would allow them to express themselves. Poverty and all of the consequences of it. It was sickening to me. But the thing that made me, I believe without a doubt, get on that bandwagon was that I saw a way out. I saw that this was absolutely unnecessary. That even I, who was a long ways from enjoying the things that some people enjoy in life, and yet these people who couldn't do half of the things I do were entitled to live their lives if they so desired, just like those I had been wishing perhaps one day I could do. I saw a way out, and I was glad, because all the people that I realized were suffering economically, educationally, because of the lack of health care, something similar, I knew that was about to end, because I saw the path out of it. And I jumped into this thing with my eyes wide open. And here I am, somewhere between 40 and 33 years later. It seems as though things are worse than they were when I got into it. And if I look back at my own accomplishments, I can only say with assurance that it has only blessed one person, and that's me. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen? I believe I can be confident when I say this to you. The God that I serve is a loving God. And you have heard it said that this world is about to come to an end. This world is a long way from coming to an end. Sure, there might be a lot of disasters caused by mankind trying to kill himself. But even when that day is done, there will be some people still left here. And it will be their job to carry on and to hopefully develop a better society than we have. But you know what? Those of you who failed at this moment in time, or even at the time of your death, to recognize that God is the author of everything, and God is in the process of creating individuals within these bodies, God-like individuals, those that can be transferred from here to heaven. And you have heard it said that Jesus Christ died on the cross for you so that you could be forgiven for the death that you deserve. And you've accepted that, but you don't have the full meaning of that. Jesus Christ might, and I'm saying might because I don't know, but since you've accepted it, I'll tell you how it could be possible to exonerate you from your past, giving you a new shot. And by that death, for every shot that you fail, that same death covers you until you get it right. But I don't want you to continue believing that you are a corrupt, no-count individual and you going to heaven. You are not, listen to me, wherever you are. You might not be perfect when you get to heaven, but you're going to be damn there. And whatever imperfection you have won't have nothing to do with those things that's very important to life. So I want to say to you, don't think that God hates you and going to send you to hell and burn you up. No, if that was ever to happen, Jesus Christ's death avoided that. You keep getting a chance. You keep getting a chance. So, what is that saying to you? That's saying to you, you can extend it as long as you want. But there are those of you who are diametrically in opposition to the will of God. And for those of you who are, many of you, not most of you, but many of you are enjoying a fantastic life. And many of you aren't. But you keep hoping and you keep that alive. But here's the problem. The problem is that's the seed that has been planted. That means you have not learned. You do not know. You do not care. You do not have the heart. And what that translates into is a fruit. A fruit of you having to experience that you couldn't see before. In other words, if you are rich today and you can't learn, you're going to get a chance to experience poverty. You're going to get a chance to feel what it's like to not have what you would desire and half of the country trying to prevent you from getting it. You're going to get a chance to feel what that's like. Or some of you who are so careless when it comes down to the security of individuals, who can sit idly by and watch them being slaughtered, will have an opportunity to be in a position like that, where you will see nations turning their backs on you, and you will feel in your heart, how can someone do this to you? But you know deep down inside, if you could know life, it's just what you deserve. And since it's what you deserve, since it is what you deserve, and you know it, then you change it. You say, oh, that's enough. That's enough. I don't like this. I'm through with it. I want such and such and such. What does it take to get such and such and such? And that's the way you dress yourself. You make a decision that that crap has got to go. And life has got to come. And it begins with you. It begins with you because life is all out here waiting. It's just waiting to be embraced by those who have been deceived to believe that God is a fool. God is either money, or God gonna let you with your corruption get into heaven. I want you to think for a minute. Think of a doctor who's doing some research to try to cure a major disease or sickness within the population. And this research is going to require certain kinds of professionals to do certain types of studies on certain specifics. And so the effort is made to reach out and find the best that they could possibly bring together to do this work so this discovery can be made and the blessing to humankind. And you reach out there and you find that somebody out there forging papers or trying to get in, and you test them for the qualifications for the positions or whatever that you're trying to fill, and you find out that they're inadequate. They can't do anything but hinder your efforts. So some people might say, well, how's he going to learn? First of all, you learn in theory. You learn in the classroom. And if you are not one that desires with a great passion to be doing these kind of things, don't go in the classroom because it's going to be boring to you. Find something that you love doing and follow that. Get out of the way and let someone get that space who is just desiring to be master of such a gift and trade as this. Get them qualified. Put them in there. That's basically, without question, the most simplest way. But if you put someone in there who can't do anything, so use that example. Why would God allow unqualified individuals in heaven? Heaven has a purpose. Heaven is not just heaven. God is a creator. God is always creating. Always creating. Never sitting still. Never saying this is it. Because the moment it sits still, the moment that God is not creating is the moment that becomes the beginning of the end of God. So God is always creating. But in heaven, you got to have some special qualities. I mean, you super God-like almost. Because you done made it there. Why? Because you got the mind of God. Why? Because your heart wanted the mind of God, and it was married to the Spirit, which is God, and now you are one. Now, how you going to go over there when you still hate racists? How you going to get to heaven up there with all this magnificent love when you still believe that some people are better than other people and you're the one that's better? How can you get up there when people are suffering and you don't care? Why will you think that you can get into heaven when you don't even try to have enough compassion to understand? How you gonna get there? The only way you're gonna get there is to go back and learn what you missed. Learn what you missed. Now, you might not be able to put the two there together. You might not be able to put the fact that you're in your situation but to learn what you missed before. You might not be able to do that. But I tell you what, you can learn from every situation. If it's good and it doesn't cause any pain and suffering for anybody else, it's godly. If it's good for you and cause pain and suffering to other people, it's hellish. If it's good for other people and cause pain and hell for you, it's hellish. If it's godly, it works for you and anybody that has to touch it. Now. Why would you be able to get up there until you learn your lesson? The devil, the one that will kill you, the one who will take a gun and blow your brain out, take a bow and arrow and shoot you through your head, who will take every penny you got and let you live under a bridge, who will deny you health care and education. Oh, they can do it. They do it every day. Burn you up in hell like it is nobody's business. Take a bomb and burn you up. Hey, they don't care. That's that old evil one. I call it evil because it doesn't work for nobody but the people who do the killing. Now, the God, the true God, who Jesus supposedly died for you for, will let you go back. Somebody say, what is that, reincarnation? I think it basically describes it. Am I saying that this is what happens? I can see it. I can see it. I can see it. What I cannot see is God creating you and burning you up in a fire furnace. I can see God. God ain't got time is no problem with God. Time is no problem with God. Send your tail back. Just repeat. When you in school and you flunk, then you repeat. The way you acting, we all flunking. And so we'll all get a chance to be repeating. Now, the future might not be as comfortable as the present, the future might be something terrible. But if it takes that, it's only that, a fruit of our seed. If we had to keep planting that old ugly seed and let it come back on us, one day we'll learn. We will learn. We will learn. Why? Because God got time. So, do I have any regrets? Whew. Nah, because it's now or later. This is kind of late, but it's better now than some other time in the future. I have no regrets. Bye-bye.